You're listening to a Roddenberry podcast.
Today is Friday, June 11th, 2021, and this is your daily Star Trek news from the Roddenberry Podcast Network. On today's show, Star Trek Discovery's trans character Gray Tal will be truly seen in Season 4. You can be your own chief engineer with new Star Trek-themed multitools, and I've got the answer to this week's Trek Trivia. I'm Alison Pitt, and today's show is supported by people like you through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/Daily Star Trek News. As part of Pride Month, members of the Star Trek Discovery cast and crew took part in a panel during Outfest, an online experience highlighting advances in LGBT representation on TV. On the panel, they noted a central goal of Season 4, ensuring that trans character Gray Tal, played by Ian Alexander, would be truly seen. Alexander, Anthony Rapp, Wilson Cruz, Blue Del Barrio, and Tig Notaro, with co-showrunner Michelle Paradise, took part in the multifaceted discussion during the Outfest event. When the subject of tropes was raised, Alexander and their castmates spoke about the steps Discovery has taken to tear them down. Oftentimes, trans characters are killed off or they commit suicide, Alexander shared, and it can be a very triggering and depressing narrative of, if you're trans, your life is going to be miserable and you're going to suffer. They also shared how Gray's death transcended that trope, saying, it became sort of this bonding moment between him and Adira, and Adira's love for Gray is so strong that they're able to save him, and Gray is able to live on in his own way. However, in a storytelling twist that echoes the true life experience of many trans teens, Gray is not seen by anyone else on Discovery's crew but Adira, until the events of the season finale, That Hope Is You, Part 2. But as the episode ends, Dr. Culber declares we'll find a way to help you be seen, truly seen by everyone. Showrunner Paradise echoed her comments from earlier this year that Culber's promise is a central plot point in Discovery's next season, saying, we absolutely do pay that off in Season 4. It's very much going the opposite direction of the trope. That storyline and making sure we pay it off is hugely important. You can watch the entire Discovery Outfest conversation at outfestnow.com. Whether you're looking for a gift for Father's Day or just something special for the Star Trek fan in your life, Toynk may have the answer. This week, Toynk.com released 3 official licensed Star Trek multitools, just in time for Father's Day. These durable, pocket-sized multi-tool kits are available in 3 different versions, including authentic styles inspired by the original series and Star Trek The Next Generation. Made for whatever life throws at you, each multi-tool features between 6 and 8 different functions and includes a carabiner. The first offering is a 6-in-1 multi-tool modeled after the Klingon Batleth and includes a bottle opener, 3 hex wrenches, flathead and Phillips head screwdrivers, a cord cutter, and butterfly wrench. Other pieces include multi-tools based on the NCC 1701 and the 1701D. The original series multi-tool features the same tool option but with 5 hex wrenches and a ruler. Based on the Next Generation, the 1701D multi-tool has most of the same tools as the 1701, but instead of a ruler, features a protractor instead. Each Star Trek multi-tool measures around 5 inches in length and retails for $15.99 each. Along with the Star Trek pieces, Toynk.com is offering multi-tools and tool sets based on Thor's hammer, The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Bros., and Iron Man 2. If you're looking for the perfect sci-fi gift for your father or loved one, visit Toynk.com for more details. Now, I've got the answer to Tuesday's trivia here in just a moment, but first, a word from me. This show is supported by people like you through Patreon. Your financial support helps us cover recurring costs like hosting and distribution, and it also helps us invest in the future, finding better ways to bring you more of the Star Trek news you need to know wherever you are. To find out more, just head to patreon.com/Daily Star Trek News. You can contribute from just $1 a month, And with a 16% discount on an annual membership, you can support us for a whole year for around $10. That's patreon.com/Daily Star Trek News, and a big thanks to you for supporting this show. And now it's the answer to this week's Trek Trivia. On Tuesday, I asked you about the history of the very few captains of the USS Enterprise NCC 1701. There have been only a total of 5 captains of this illustrious ship. Besides James T. Kirk, the obvious one, were you able to name the other 4? Now, this was a bit of a tricky one as it crosses over multiple shows and a large span of broadcast dates. The answer is, in chronological order, the first captain of the Enterprise NCC 1701 was Robert April, as referenced in the Season 2 episode of Star Trek The Animated Series, The Counterclock Incident, and it was later depicted in Star Trek Discovery. Then there's Christopher Pike, as shown in both Star Trek The Original Series and Star Trek Discovery. Captain Kirk, who I mentioned before, came in third. Then it was Will Decker, as seen in the events of Star Trek The Motion Picture. And finally, Spock, captain of the Enterprise as a training ship, as portrayed in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Of course, that didn't last long, and by the end of the film, Captain Kirk was back in the big chair. For more Trek trivia, tune in next Tuesday. Now, just one last thing. Don't forget, you've got until tomorrow night, 11:59 p.m. Pacific Time on Saturday, June 12th, to enter our big Star Trek Online giveaway. 3 grand prize winners will get a mini Batleth no-touch tool and a code for a Tier 6 Klothos-class Miracle Worker cruiser, as well as a Klingon personnel pack. An additional 10 runners-up will win just the personnel pack. So once again, the contest closes this Saturday at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Time, so don't wait. Head to dailystartreknews.com/Star Trek Online for all the details. Well, that's it for today's Daily Star Trek News from the Roddenberry Podcast Network. Don't forget to check out the other great shows on the network at podcasts.roddenberry.com. Daily Star Trek News is produced by me, Alison Pitt, and written by Chris Peterson and Jack Brown, with trivia by Ben Shikoski. We're supported by people like you through Patreon. Find out how you can add your support at patreon.com/Daily Star Trek News. I'm back on Monday with more of the Star Trek news you need to know. I'm Alison Pitt. Have a wonderful weekend, and live long and prosper.
This is a Roddenberry podcast. For more great podcasts, visit podcast.roddenberry.com.